Hello you guys, I am back with another video and actually another series. In this series I wanted to do a card for you, a message for you, and within this message we are going to talk about a spiritual topic. And also, if you're watching this video by the time that I'm posting it, we are also going to focus on the energy of the present moment and therefore guiding us through this energy and have some private readings for ourselves, because I'm sure the message will resonate with the people that are watching this video. Of course, keep in mind that these are only general readings and general energies, and for private reading the link is down below. Now, what cards did I pull for you today? The cards that I pulled for you and I want to talk about is from my new deck, and it's called Chinamasta. Chinamasta, it's the headless goddess. It's a form of Shakti, of the divine feminine power, and it's the form of Shakti that cuts her head off and drinks from her blood in symbol of liberation. It's the mother that liberates us from what? From consciousness, from mind consciousness actually, from the self-imprisonment that we feel. It liberates us from relationships that we don't need anymore. It liberates us from us if we are a detriment for our own selves and our highest good. Chinamasta represents that I am beyond the body and beyond the mind. I am freedom of consciousness. I am freedom of being. I am an unlimited being in this pure form, having a human expression, but not in the way where we hear this a lot in the spiritual community, but in a very brutal way. She is one of the three dark goddesses. She is not afraid of darkness. She's not afraid of the shadows. She's not afraid of making you fall into the chaos and making you witness the chaos. She is there through the chaos to cut your head off and show you that you still exist in a much purer state. She is the symbol of liberation in a divine feminine way. This is also for me the symbol of the divine feminine in general as an energy rising at this very moment. What do I mean by that? I also channel this information. If you see my channel message for February and 2020, pick a card where there is the channel message. The divine feminine will rise, not only as a gender. I must say that we're going to see a rise of the feminine principles, women fighting to have more respect again, to be part of the world in a much better way, to not be abused anymore. And even though in the West probably this revolution have been done, still sometimes it's not enough, and there are many parts of the world where this revolution are necessary. One of it is even India, when I've been India is a beautiful country, and I think that like many others, and without such an important historical tradition to it. But there is one thing sure, and I'm not referring to every man that lives in India, because this is absolutely untrue. Majority of Indian men, I'm sure, are not abusive, are nice. They are actually very gentle. They are disgusted by people that abuse their masculinity, if you want my perspective. But it is obvious that that is a country where going out on your own as a female sometimes can be difficult. Is a society that is rooted in masculinity still, and I'm not judging it for that. I'm just saying that is what I have experienced when I was there. Let me know if you feel completely different. And I saw this incredible urge, that's what I wanted to express. I saw this incredible urge from the feminine community, from the feminine power in there, to say we are goddesses. We worship Lakshmi. We worship the goddess Chinamasta. We want to be back in our role. And I think that that country is progressing towards that, and I think it's evidently. And I don't think by doing that they're going to necessarily have to toss away their tradition or becoming like the Western. I think it's completely different. I think I felt an urge from the femininity to come up and rise back into power in a way that is balanced as much as possible. And this is happening there, it's happening in other parts of the world, it's happening everywhere on this planet. Now, being detached a little bit from the gender that femininity is, because we have masculine energy and feminine energy within ourselves, the feminine will rise in gender. And what is femininity? Femininity is to have faith, it's the bhakti, is the bhakti yoga, is the path of devotion. It's to believe before it actually happens. And this is a period that is asking us to have faith, to motivate ourselves and say everything will go fine, while we are witnessing in the present moment the chaos. The feminine power is the power that roots us in the present moment with creativity, with flow, with energy that is of allowance. So rather than work hard, I keep working, but in a way where I am not so attached to the outcome. I let it flow. The feminine power, I always like to do this metaphor when I talk about the feminine energy. Think about the masculine building a beautiful house, a strong, stable foundation, the four walls of your house, and it will just remain to that. You will just, you have food, you have a shelter, you're safe, you are provided, and that is amazing. But the house doesn't have any creativity, doesn't have any taste, and your soul feels like there's something off over here. I feel like I am dying inside a little bit. And then the feminine energy comes inside and brings out that passion and brings all those little details and nice furniture that makes you feel so good about yourself. It's the moment of space when you relax and you feel that you have been listened to, you have been you are held by somebody that truly loves you. Is Shakti means energy, is that power, that pure power of creation, while Shiva is the space where creation can dance, and actually together they can dance to create and go beyond anything that is possible to imagine infinity and beyond, according to his story. But anyway, this is what we are witnessing. This is, for me, the rise of femininity. Now, femininity is also represented by the moon. It's represented by the intuition, the power of having a third eye aligned, a third eye that sees beyond illusion. I close my eyes and I open my mind. Actually, I open my consciousness. And within opening my consciousness, I see the truth. I reveal the truth. For me, my subjective truth, and the adding up all the subjective perspective, somebody will also see our objective truth aligned with source. And this is the fall of every lies that we have witnessed in our society. All those little things that were wrapped up under the rug, all that dust is getting cleaned out. This is happening in your personal life. This is happening throughout the planet. And Chinamasa, being the feminine principle, representing that let it go, representing the sacrifice of consciousness. It's you at this time. Why am I talking about the sacrifice of consciousness? Because you're sacrificing a part of yourself. You're chopping your head off. What you have known more, what you know about you has gone. And the universe is there to tell you, source is there to tell you, you know nothing. And within this know nothing about you, you can discover the shortcut to your enlightenment. You can discover your shortcut to liberation, your shortcut to success, we can say in other words as well, because it's the release of everything that we thought was right for us. It's the release of what we thought we were. I would have never thought I would have done videos like this and just rambling my thought and channeling and doing the card of the day or a message for you to bring some spiritual topic. And within this, also through the Shakti, through this femininity rising, I do see a rise and a scream from the earth, which is something that I also channeled from Ray as well. The earth is screaming. The animals are going out. They're reconnecting, even them, with us and with all that is around. And the Mother Earth is feminine in essence, in gender, and she is allowing us to witness in this chaos and desperately seeking for us to pay attention to the blossoming spring, to the blossoming summer that we're having, paying attention to everything and saying, you thought you were so high and above of everything. I'm going to show you you're only a part of me and a part of everything. And therefore, you have to play your own part. Now we are shown in our personal life how we are playing our own part in this circle of life. believe it or not. And so we are called even more to chubbing our head off, not literally, of course, and to connect and say, but if I'm losing everything, maybe I'm losing even my own mind, the metaphor of chubbing the head off, and I'm drinking the blood from my own head. What is the blood from my own head? The blood that intoxicated us, those thoughts that were intoxicating. And through drinking my own blood, blood is life, we are reborn in a different form. Because when we die, before we die, we will never die. Because we will understand the eternity of this essence. When we die, before we die, we will never die. We will live forever. And when we understand that we are not actually dying, in a way or another, we are only continuing a different experience, even in physical death. I always say that. And I'm going to open a parenthesis for the people that have lost their life in this tragedy. I am not using spiritual things to say that losing your life, it's not something that brings pain. This is absolutely untrue, and I will never do that, because I feel spirituality needs to enlighten us and to liberate us. That is the ultimate goal. In personal ways, every person has a different way to get liberated, even through skepticism, even through science. It doesn't really matter. It depends on what resonates with us, really. What we vibe to, what we have created as a wisdom through experience. I always felt that the people that are going on the other side are getting liberated. They're going back home. And I hope that their tragedy will help them move on. What I always felt empathetic and in pain, and I cried during this period, is the pain that they leave for the people that stay. That it's something that cannot be spiritually bypassed by saying, oh, they live an eternal life, they're going to be fine. I know this for a fact. I can feel it. I know. I see my grandmother in my dream. I know she's still there, but she's not here. So my father is probably in pain still because she cannot talk to her. Not everybody has a gift. And even if they do, it's not the same thing. So I'm not doing this speech. I want you guys to have this disclaimer to diminish the tragedy that have been going on. Life is something that has to be cherished. Life is something that has to be preserved in everything. And my heart and condolence goes to all the people that lost their loved ones and lost their lives. And I hope that this speech in any way can help you and not can make you spiritually bypass or make you feel delusioned or preachy in any way. I think this is very important for me to say. It is essential to understand. With that being said, when we die, before we die, we live an eternal life in our consciousness, because we understand that we are only reliving a different experience and we can be reborn again, whether it's going to be physically reborn again or metaphorically be reborn again in millions of ways. And I think this is what we all are going through. It's the revelation that we really needed. Also, I feel that this goddess, Trinamasta, it's a very scary goddess, and it's a very uncomfortable goddess, because human beings want to be in the comfort. It's obvious. So we don't like to be challenged. We don't like to take this constant leap of faith, because it's been a constant leap of faith that we had ultimately. But this is the way of the feminine energy. This is the way of saying go with the flow, but for real. I told you, 2020 was going to be the year of actualization. You are actualizing what you have learned. How many people have you heard saying, go with the flow? And how many times you have struggled to understand even what go with the flow means? Maybe trying to work your way up in the law of attraction thing. Now it is the time where we're truly understanding what go with the flow means. It means that there is only the now. Now is the only minute that is true. Now is the only thing that matters, and it's not an illusion, it's a real, tangible reality. And through that now, you stop and you forget about the future because you're doing things out of love. You're not doing things because you're wondering what was going on next, what will go on next, will I be rewarded from it? You're letting go of the expectation, and this is almost like a very fast test. The universe say, are you ready? And test, what are tests? We are never ready. If you think about it, if you ever been to university or to college or high school even, who is ready to take a test? Most of the time, professor will also do like a test without even letting you know. And this is what the universe is doing right now. It's doing a test without letting you know and say, yeah, I heard all of you talking. I heard, Mother Earth has heard all of those good intention, all of you talking and talking, but are you ready to show me that you really want to do it? Do it. And that is when we have that thunderbolt striking our tower, making everything fall and let you know you're gonna be fine. You're still here, even though everything that you have built might have fallen, or everything within you might have fallen. And the one that are going to cling and attach to what it was in desperation and in lack of inspiration are going to find within that cosmic void within their self the reason why they were doing that in the first place. And that is also a lesson, and that is also very important. They are going to root themselves back to who they really are. Clinging and trying to rebuild society, to rebuild themselves, to rebuild what it was, to put that head back. But the reality is that if you chop your head off like Chinamasta does, you cannot put it back on. If the leaves are falling in autumn, you cannot glue them on. You will be crazy if people will see you gluing the leaves back on. Crazy if you will chop your head off. It's gone. There is only what is now. And what can we do now? What do you love? Why are you doing what are you doing? Why have you have these gifts even that have been given to you? You humble yourself down. And again, saying, I know that I know nothing. Now, I want this video and card for you and message for you to be an arena to debate, almost like in a Socratic movement, where in the comment section, you guys involve yourself into saying, oh, this is my perspective. This is my perspective. This is my perspective. And maybe at the end of this comment section, at the end of this video, we're going to arrive to a completely different prediction, to a completely different awareness. But this is how we learn. I'm a big fan of the Socratic method, where I speak, you speak, and then we arrive to a conclusion. Because it is only through teamwork, it is only through this collective perspective, and not through a person standing on a pedestal and preaching, that we can truly gain some wisdom. Because we live this interconnection, and interconnection is something that is being showed so much in these days. How can we stay united even from afar? We are so interconnected that now we are understanding how every bee is important. How even the bats, do you know that for the ecosystem, the bats are essential, otherwise our ecosystem will go to pits. But then we get affected by them. We get affected by everything. We are everything, not in a spiritual way. Also, we are also in a spiritual way everything, but we are truly everything in flesh and blood. And now we are actualizing that. We are learning that. So in the comment section, I want you guys to tell me your experience, how you are chopping your head off, what is this message means for you, how you are truly letting go, what are you truly actualizing, what have you learned from yourself, and what it means for you, feminine energy especially. And also I will want you to address the topic of what it means for you to connect to what you love and to have a new beginning. I would really like to do this conversation, to develop this conversation of the divine energy in essence. I'm going to pull another card for this message for you, and we are going to briefly discuss about it. And again, I also wanted and was thinking, because you guys mentioned it in my Instagram is Cleopatra Witch, my name is Virginia Monti, by the way. I'm Italian, hi, for those of you who don't know me. And somebody suggested me to do a Facebook page where we share our ideas. I never wanted to do a Facebook group because I never wanted to be cultish and be like, oh, I got my own group, it's such a cult, I'm a spiritual leader. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just a girl like you, so I'm not for that tea. But if you guys want me to do it because you feel an urge to share your things, I can do it. Or would you rather prefer a Patreon when I give extra content perhaps and you can connect on that? Or you're just okay, fine with YouTube? Let me know. It's important you guys participate and let me know, because otherwise I really don't know. I want to do something for me, obviously, that I enjoy. This is what I enjoy. I can do a Facebook group, I can do a Patreon, I can only stick to YouTube. That's perfectly fine for me. But now, within my choices, also pick yours. That's what I wanted to say. So let's analyze the last card, and I'll ask the message for you. I hope you are safe. I hope your loved ones are safe and protected. I'm sure they are. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do what I love over here. It's been such a wild journey, and I feel so blessed to have found people that can put up with this madness, really. Let me see. Don't worry about it. Pick-a cards are still, or readings, normal readings are still going to be there. They are going to still always be available in my private shop. So please don't worry about it. I'm trying to do different series and things where we can all learn something different. So that's what I'm trying to do with the use of the cards in some cases. And the card of creativity pops up for all of you guys as a message. I don't need the cards. That's why I try not to use them anymore, and I try just to channel. But I know you guys love them, and I love them too, guys. I'm such an addict when it comes down to buy a new deck. You don't even comment down below if you can't relate. But I'm telling you, the answers are within you. There is no need to rely upon heavily rely upon a card of astrology, numerology, whatever. Creativity, the divine feminine energy. How are you being creative? What you are creative that is truly the expression of you. Thinking about the 70s or even the 90s with the grunge community, or I prefer the hippie community. I'm a bit old-fashioned, but I do prefer the hippie community. And I was listening to Janis Joplin the other day, and I really loved her. And I feel like in the 70s, 60s, 70s, it was so amazing because it was the age of Aquarius. But why? It's not just because of astrological, but because everybody, my dad keeps telling me this because he lived the 60s and the 70s, everybody was a personality. Everybody was creating something freaking unique by being their self, by virtue of being their self, by questioning the authority, by questioning society, not in a fear-based way, not in a conspiracy way where they're putting fear, but in a way where like, you know, man, be loose. And there is this song from Janis Joplin that is called Mercedes-Benz. And this song, she is questioning society. She's questioning people that have money. She's questioning everything within a couple of lines. If you guys don't know this song, the song goes this way. Oh Lord, would you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? My dreams of dry Porsches, I must make amends. Work out all my lifetime, no help for my friend. Oh Lord, would you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? Oh Lord, would you buy me a color TV? My friend sold that one, and I just can't afford it. I'm inventing the lyrics because I don't remember. Oh Lord, would you buy me a color TV? Oh Lord, would you buy me a night on the down? And it goes on like this until it ends, and it goes, oh Lord, would you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? And within this song and within creativity, I'm asking you guys, what do you want to create? What song you want to sing? You don't have to be perfect at singing. You don't have to be perfect artist to put your art out there. Be imperfect. Be yourself. Who cares if you're singing out of tune? Word is not about perfection. Actually, it's within the imperfection that we see the perfection of the universe, and we go with the flow and we create. I'm gonna read this card for you guys, and then we're gonna end this reading. Your creativity is like a story. It needs a voice, a way to be heard in the world. What is your way to be heard in the world? Creativity has moved into your hut. Creativity is part of your future life. To all of us, not just you, not just me, to all of us. People think that creativity is like stories, that it's outside of them, like truth or power. But it inhabits you like your own life force, your own Shakti, your own Kundalini energy, and it animates your being. Creativity is within the crystal palace of your mind. How beautiful is this phrase? Creativity is within the crystal palace of your mind, and we are chopping head off, drinking from the blood of that head. I know it's a bit gross, but that's what she does. And we are sucking up creativity. You are about to go on a long journey. It is called your life. You will learn to heal the evil forces of darkness. And I told you, Chinnamasta is one of the dark goddess. She defeats, like Durga, she defeats evil. She defeats those demons, those, how they're called. Please comment down below. I got it in the tip of my tongue. Oh my God, I forgot it. You will learn to heal the evil forces of the Asuras. The Asuras. The dark sorcerers in life are created within each of us when we live a life of unexpressed creativity. And I said that before. The people that were clinging to getting inspiration somewhere else outside of their self, they are acting as dark sorcerers. Not because they are inherently evil, but they are doing evil to their self by inauthenticity. The dark sorcerers in life are created within each of us when we live a life of unexpressed creativity, when we live someone else's truth and not our own. I told you, define your own creativity and live that creativity in the world. How do you want to put out beauty in the world today? Oh Lord, would you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? You're never wrong if you fall in love.